Hey guys, Angry Monkey here. This is just a little segment I'm putting on before this next episode of Doki Doki Literature Club. Um, so you're gonna notice there's kind of a jump between the last episode and this episode, and that's kind of intentional. I was going through some of the footage that I recorded, and it looks like it was literally just stuff that we've already seen. I focused on Sayori, so we got all the Sayori stuff out of the way. So basically, all the Sayori interactions, the awkward button-up shirt scene, the bumping her head on the shelf with the crayons scene, um, and so we pretty much saw all the Sayori scenes already. Then I started focusing on the Yuri scenes. So basically, the giving her the book. We sit next to her in the classroom as we're reading it. Now, granted, it wasn't as disturbing as when we saw it when Sayori was dead and that whole thing. But overall, the commentary was pretty much the same. So I figured, and we're just going to go ahead and skip over that. But there was one more Yuri scene, which was basically her in the bedroom with us scene. So this episode's going to focus on that. And then after that, we're going to be done with all the Yuri scenes. And then the next episode will focus on the Natsuki scenes that we haven't seen yet. So just in case you're wondering, that's what's going on there. I guess that's that. Enjoy the episode. Hi guys, Angry Monkey here, and we are playing some more Doki Doki Literature Club. I'm hoping to finish the game in the session, not necessarily this episode, but the session, maybe. I've pretty much learned that we've seen the entirety of the game outside of just a couple interaction scenes. Now I'm going to go ahead and click Yuri because we've been favoring, actually I don't remember, it's been a few days. I think I've been favoring Yuri this whole time, so I just want to go ahead and just say that we're done with everything involving Yuri. And then the next playthrough will pretty much be all Natsuki. Yeah, so let's go ahead and do this. But I know that oops. I know that we've already seen all this, so I'm just going to fly through this really quick. Just so that way I'm done with all the Yuri stuff. Actually, I don't know why I'm doing this. I could just skip through all this and just start over with a Natsuki playthrough, but just in case there's something I'm missing, that way we make sure that we have everything covered. Yeah, giving Yuri our number. We're going to meet her at our place instead of her place. I watched a little bit more of the Game Grumps playthrough since I'm a lot further along now. There's a couple cutscenes because they focus on Natsuki in one area. And so I haven't seen that in my playthrough yet. So, but some of the viewers for the raccoon and bread cutting knife poem, that actually was like something talking about self-harm, that the raccoon was like her skin or whatever, or the bread was her skin. Yeah, her bread was the skin, the raccoon was the craving, and of course the knife is a knife. So knowing that definitely makes this slightly disturbing poem even more disturbing. Okay, so Yuri's still alive. She's really depressed, but I expected all this. Because so far, this is pretty much the same as the Sayori playthrough, even though we're on the Yuri playthrough. I just feel so sad because there's nothing we can do to really help her. Yeah, I learned that apparently the creator of this game actually hates visual novels and dating sim games, and so this is just a giant middle finger to those genres of games. So I'm like, that's interesting, and because there was a panel that I saw it was called Anime Lockdown. It was basically an online convention. And I know this is dating the episode, but you saw that it had a May 1st was the last time I played this, and it's just a few days past that. But there was an anime lockdown, and there was actually a Doki Doki Literature Club panel. So I got to learn a little bit more about it and how just how meta this game is. And I know that word is cringe to a lot of people, like, oh, stop saying meta, it's so cringe. But no, I mean, this game deletes itself after a certain playthrough. After you get the Monica playthrough, and then Sayori is like, oh, now I'm the president of the club, and Monica's like, oh, I'm going to delete this game now. Like, the fact that this game programmed itself to delete itself, it's just so mind-blowing. Yeah, it's just... But then also the fact that this festival that they keep talking about, I thought when I first played this game that, like, oh, okay, if I do things a little bit differently, I can get to the festival. But apparently the festival just doesn't happen in this game. I mean, like, the game ends at Sayori's death, and that's depressing. Okay, so we're hanging out with Yuri, and we're going to be productive and everything. We're going to have that nice moment with her, the incense and everything. Yeah, the oil. That's, yeah. I wish I could skip through this, but that was a different ending. Because apparently, if you get an end, then you can't go back. Which is why they encourage you to save at all these points and to stop and reload before you actually open the door to Sayori. At least, well, I had to on that first one in order to get things to work. In order for the second act where things were frightening, and then the third act where Monica comes back and deletes everything. I mean, that's where the game basically ends. But on this playthrough with Yuri, I'm supposed to, after I confess my love to Sayori, I'm supposed to reload the game from an earlier point and try again. And then apparently I can skip through all this dialogue that I've already seen. And so that's going to be helpful with the Natsuki stuff. But I am kind of curious on... I know that Natsuki's got a pretty rough home life, so I'm just kind of curious on all that stuff. But all the comments, like, everybody hates Natsuki, and... I mean, I get it. People don't like tsundere characters in real life and everything. I think even Monica pointed that out. But, I don't know. Just... Everybody hates on Natsuki, and I'm thinking, like, actually, if I met somebody like Natsuki in real life... Oh, okay, an older version of Natsuki, let me put it that way. I think I would get along with her. I mean, yeah, she might be all tsundere and everything, but she's got her reasons. I'm sure she's got her reasons once I learn a little bit more about her. But, like, I'm sure her interests and everything, mine and her interests would be pretty similar. And, yeah... whereas somebody like Yuri, I mean, I'd get along with her, but I wouldn't be able to see me having some kind of relationship with the girl with Yuri's interests. Well, I mean, I know that she's a little unstable. At least she was in that one playthrough. But I don't know if I'd be able to go with the shy book reading type. I mean, who knows? It's possible. But I don't know if that kind of person would be a good match for me. I don't really... Monica was kind of an enigma for the longest part until she just went psycho. So I don't know if she would be a good match in real life. Now, Sayori being a childhood friend, that probably would be the most logical pick. But I don't know how well I'd be able to handle somebody with that level of depression. I think just dragging myself in through that would be probably the worst thing for me. I don't know. I'm just thinking, I guess. Just thinking out loud. Oh, hi, Sayori. Yeah, this awkward moment. The music stops. I don't know if I noticed that last time, but the music stops there when Sayori walked up. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna make you happy no matter what. You mean a lot to me and all that, and I don't think this is gonna be any different, but I'll go ahead and save it here if it lets me. Computer's running a little slow today. What is it doing? This game's glitching out, and this isn't even Monica's fault. Okay. So, you'll always be my dearest friend. And there's actually some lines for me to read. I guess I should just keep this lid off of this water bottle here. Did this game crash? Okay. Did I skip over something? Everything's so... what you need most is for things to be like they've always been. Monica told me the truth. She told me how much happier you'd seemed after I joined the club. I know you're struggling with some really difficult feelings right now, but please trust something. Please trust me that I know it's best and will make you happy in the end. I promise I'll get things back to the way they were. Hi. I see. I have to double click everything and things are skipping, and I don't like that. Okay, it forces a smile through a incredibly pained expression. I'll have to fix this in between episodes. Is this what it feels like to get stabbed in the chest? I don't know. Ask Yuri. She knows. I should write a poem about this. Sayori, it's okay. This is just my punishment. Remember? For being so selfish. So please don't worry about these stupid feelings. I know you're right. I knew this whole time there's no happiness down that path. That's why I came here. Just so I can get the answer I need. I got it. Just so I can get the... Oh, sorry. Just so I can get the answer I needed to hear. And the other thing. You're also right that I just want to go back to the way it was. I realize that now. You really do know me better than anyone, Ichitoku. I'll trust you with anything. Anything at all. So... Finally breaks. Turns around, drops to her knees. Ah! That was so emotionless. Clutching her head with both hands, she screams as loud as she can. I'm not doing that. I'm so shocked that I didn't know how to react. Looks over her shoulder and flashes me one more weak smile before turning around and running off. Sayori! Helplessly staying in front of the house. Why do I feel so horrible about this? There's nothing I could have done. The most I can do is support Sayori through her feelings and help her on the right path. Or help her on the path that's right. But I'm having as much trouble understanding Sayori's feelings as she is. even though I can comfort her, I kept wondering if I should be doing something more or something different. I know these thoughts will continue to plague me until things are back to the way they were. I'm going to give it everything I've got. Sayori will always be my closest friend. Dearest friend. That, too. And I'll do whatever it takes to put a smile back on her face. Every day. Okay, it's the day of the festival. Sayori's not answering her phone. Meanwhile, the preparations for the event should be nearly complete. Banner Yuri and I painted is dry, and I gently roll it up and take it with me. Sent me a pleasant text reminding me not to forget anything, and I reassured her. Funnily enough, I probably feel the same way as Natsuki about the event, but I'm more excited for it to be over so I can spend more time with Sayori and Yuri at the festival. But knowing Monica, I'm sure the event will be great too. Like, Ichitoko, like, you're the first one out here. Thanks for being early. That's funny, I thought at least Yuri would be here by now. Placing little booklets on each of the desks in the classroom. They must be the ones she prepared to have all the poems we were performing. At the end, I found a random poem online that I thought Monica would like and submitted it, so that's the one I'll be performing. Like, I'm surprised that, like, you didn't bring Sayori with you. Yeah, she overslept again. A dummy. You'd think that on days this important, she'd try a little harder. I say that, but I do remember what Sayori told me yesterday. And suddenly I feel awkward, or awful, jeez, I can't talk today, knowing it's not nearly that simple for her. I only said it because that's the way I'm used to thinking. But maybe I should have gone to wake her up after all. Like, you should take a little responsibility for her, Ichitoko. Like, I mean, especially after your exchange with her yesterday. Alright. This pretty much all seems pretty standard. Flip to the pages. Okay, Sayori's poem. Yeah, this part's still pretty much the same. That's... That's disturbing. That is really disturbing. Okay, we're going to move past this. And I gotta stop at a certain point. Like maybe here? So we're going to load. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and call it an episode here. We pretty much finished up the Yuri playthrough. Sayori, the end is the same. So now it's pretty much down to all these Natsuki things. So I guess I'll catch you guys then. In the next episode, we're going to do this. So I'll catch you guys then. Goodbye.